Hello everyone. I haven't done one of these in a while because I've been focusing on other things, and I don't know if this is going to be a strategy for me going forward. But I really wanted to I've always been honest and candid about the things that I'm going through on this journey, and I want to do the same now. So this is a message specifically for Black women, and I'm going to say Black women in the United States. Specifically, it may have some be applicable to Black women outside the United States, but no one has our unique history, perspective, generational trauma that we do. So this is a message specifically for my sisters. So over the last 48 hours, 36 hours or whatever, past 36 hours, there was an incident that escalated, and I'm going to walk you through what I know as a Black woman happened to me. So I'm just going to say that, and I'm not going to argue that point because that, again, is a part of what our issues are. So on Saturday evening, someone really close to me showed me a subtweet, and if you don't know what a subtweet is, it is a tweet that talks specifically about someone but does not mention their name. It gives details. If the person reads it, they know it's about them, but it's really passive aggressive. So so a lot of people do it as a way of saying what they want. That's just not my style. I'm gonna call it out. So found this subtweet about me, and it was this person knew specifically about me because of the situation that happened, and I told very few people, and I was no longer following this individual, so I wouldn't have seen it. But this one person who saw it, or these two people who saw it, they were like, "Hey Kim, did you see this? Because this is concerning us." And then I read it, and I was like, "Oh shit!" So let me back up. The subtweet, I don't know what caused it to happen on Saturday, but the situation that was referred to happened, I think 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago. It was August, I'm thinking. So I had no idea why this thing was reoccurring for this person. But I talked to my friends, was like, "Oh, I'm okay. It hurts. But I went to bed like, you know what? I'm okay. That's fine." But I couldn't sleep. And when I can't sleep about something, when something's just on my mind, I know I need to speak truth to it, or it's going to be become an anxiety thing for me, a stress thing for me, and I have enough to deal with it. I was like, and also Black women are often the pacifiers, and you see it in our movement. We are the ones that move missions. We are the ones who initiate things. We are the ones at the forefront taking the brunt while everybody else is standing behind us. And I woke up and decided that this Black woman was just not going to take it anymore. I just was not going to I wasn't going to take the high road. And it's not even the high road, it's the quiet road. I was not going to let this thing go by and not speak to it and say, "Hey, for those who saw that, I'm the person she's talking about." And so that's what I did. I created a tweet thread that said, "Hey, for individuals who saw this thing," because we have a lot of overlapping followers, and I saw that people were responding to it without having any full story, and they were like, "Oh, this person's crap, and how shady," and that, and I was like, "Wow, this is how easily this one person says something, and makes herself this victim, and everybody just jumps on the bandwagon." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And at that point, people didn't know it was me, but I knew it was me. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna be quiet. I'm not gonna, this is gonna be uncomfortable for everybody. It's not just gonna be uncomfortable for me. That's where my thought was. It's always uncomfortable for black people, black women specifically. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna be the only person uncomfortable here. So I did the tweet thread, and it was really interesting because because I don't follow this person, I had actually turned off my Twitter. I didn't even, and I had this person muted, so I didn't even see the response. But the same individuals who brought me the initial response said, hey, she said this, and I was just like, okay, so this is the next part of it. It's a deflection. So black women in the workplace, you've seen this. Someone does something passive aggressive, blames you for something, and you ask, hey, give me, this is my perspective, and then they deflect. So then it became less about this thing that she said I stole from her and this, the other, but now it becomes about this trauma I created for her by accepting money from an individual who both of us were engaged in. I was able to have the conversations I was able to have with this individual, led this individual weeks later to come back and apologize to me and say, hey, thank you for helping me. How can I support? Can I anonymously support #causeascene? And I accepted. And when that happened, and then she wanted to apologize, and I said, no, you have to do it out in public. And when she hadn't apologized to this individual, I said, hey, you need to apologize to her as well. But this individual has turned this very private, and this is what they do. They take private information and make it public. So they deflect and get it off them and take you things that you've said in confidence. And I don't care. Everything I say in confidence can be said in public. That's why I don't like people coming in my DMs, because I don't like having public conversations turn to private conversations, because this is the exact stuff that happens. People can say whatever they want to say that you said or done or whatever. And so, so she publicly says that I basically took money away from, I profited from her trauma, which leads me to the next thing. So now, because this is my business, I'm in a position where I have to now go on the defense. And this happens to us. So something happens at work or whatever with the coworker. So this is basically just another form of white women's tears, but from a woman of color. And so it's the same thing. And so something happens, they do some passive aggressive shit, you challenge them on it, they deflect, and then they put you on the defensive because now people are asking you about something that has absolutely nothing to do with the original situation that you were questioning, that you were challenging. So now people are coming at me saying that was a douchebag move, this, that, and the other. Why would I take money that profits off of somebody else's pain and trauma and that's that? And fuck you. I'm a black woman. There is no level of pain or trauma that she's ever experienced that tops mine. Fuck you. And that's what pisses me off. That people who say they follow me and they see what I do every fucking day. Every day I'm building something. I'm creating something that makes a safe space for this community. I'm challenging people and organizations and and policies that are doing harm to this community. And you have the nerve to question my ethics and integrity over some bullshit that you have no idea about the backstory of, that you're going to tell me you're going to tell me that I profited off somebody else's trauma when I've had to live the life of a black girl my whole life in the South. You don't fucking know trauma. Fuck you. And this is the problem, and this is why I say fuck allies, Fuck allies, because you don't prove shit. When shit hits the fan, you throw black women under the bus. We're always the ones who are out here doing the fucking work, but let some white person or some person of color other than a black woman say something and you're running to that shit. Now we say something or we say, no, you're not going to treat me like this. We're angry, we're aggressive, we're all these things, and now I'm profiting off somebody's fucking trauma? The fuck you know about trauma? You're a fucking immigrant. You came to this country with professional parents. You don't know shit about trauma. You don't know shit about living in the United States, where every time you walk out the door, something can happen to you, where your ancestors were fucking slaves. You don't know nothing about that. And how dare you motherfuckers sit up there and challenge me because of some bullshit she said. So I'm saying this because I know there are other black women out here who have been in this position and they don't feel that they can say what I'm saying. So although I'm in tears, I am empowered because I know the work that I'm doing. I know that I'm doing this not on the work that I'm doing is for my ancestors, their ancestors.